Imagine walking into a high-end spa in San Francisco. You lower yourself into a warm, beautifully lit bath, you relax for exactly 60 seconds, and then you step out.
Sounds like a perfect afternoon, honestly.
It really does. But in that 1 minute, an artificial intelligence has just mapped your entire biological makeup, a full scan that actually rivals the detail of a clinical MRI.
Which is completely sci-fi.
It sounds like it, but the creators of the world's most popular AI image generator are building it right now. Welcome to episode 542 of AI Brief.
Hello, everyone. It is wonderful to be here.
We have an incredibly packed mission today. We are unpacking the most surprising hardware pivot of the year. We are examining a literal billion-dollar talent tug-of-war that is reshaping the AI frontier, running through a rapid-fire breakdown of industry news, and finally, getting you the top trending tools to supercharge your personal productivity.
Because what stands out immediately about our deep dive today is how aggressively these updates blur the line between highly advanced digital agents and physical, real-world applications.
That transition from the digital into the physical world actually leads perfectly into the most visceral and frankly surprising launch of the week.
Oh.
Let us talk about Midjourney. This is a startup that has spent years doing one thing incredibly well.
Generating surreal digital art from text prompts.
But they have just executed a wild pivot away from digital images directly into medical hardware. They officially revealed the Midjourney scanner. To visualize this, I want you to picture a sleek, futuristic sci-fi pod colliding with a high-end luxury resort. The system actually lowers users through water, passing them through a ring of underwater ultrasonic sensors.
And doing all of that in just 60 seconds.
A complete full-body scan in 1 minute. Founder David Holtz claims it rivals the intricate detail of an MRI in just a fraction of the time, and they are building this in partnership with Butterfly Network, which is a company known for putting ultrasound tech directly onto semiconductor chips. But I have to push pause here because this raises a massive intellectual question.
How does an AI art company suddenly map human biology?
Exactly. I mean, how do they possess the engineering capability to make that leap?
It sounds impossible. But if we look closely at the underlying mechanics, the gap is not actually as wide as it appears. Both processes, generating complex digital art and mapping human biology, they both rely heavily on processing massive datasets to render highly detailed spatial representations. Midjourney is essentially taking their expertise in processing visual data and pivoting that exact same neural network architecture to process ultrasonic acoustic data.
I think the best way to understand this is to look at traditional ultrasounds. Standard ultrasound is basically like shining a flashlight in a pitch-black room. You only see what is right in front of the beam, which is why technicians have to move the wand around so much. What Midjourney's AI is doing acts more like turning on the overhead lights.
By taking thousands of those tiny acoustic flashlight beams from the underwater sensors and stitching them all together instantly.
Mapping the entire human body in 3 dimensions.
That is precisely what is happening under the hood. But what makes this genuinely fascinating is their rollout strategy. Starting in 2027, Midjourney is opening their own physical spas, beginning in San Francisco's Union Square. The plan is to pair about 10 of these advanced scanners alongside traditional amenities like saunas, cold plunges, and hot tubs.
They are intentionally packaging complex medical diagnostics within a leisure experience.
Which suddenly makes the startup's other mysterious, unannounced products incredibly intriguing. They have a whole slate of items marked simply as TBA. If their very first foray into hardware is a full-body ultrasonic spa, their broader vision is likely far more ambitious than anyone anticipated.
Bringing those bold ambitions to reality requires an immense concentration of behind-the-scenes engineering talent. The minds capable of building the future of AI are in higher demand than perhaps any other profession on the planet. Midjourney is building physical spas, and OpenAI is buying up the minds required to power the frontier. That brings us to a massive poaching maneuver. OpenAI has successfully snagged Noam Shazir away from Google.
To understand the gravity of this specific move, you really have to look at his pedigree. Shazir started at Google all the way back in 2000. Fast forward to 2017, he co-authored a foundational research paper titled "Attention is All You Need,"
which introduced the transformer architecture.
the engine inside every modern AI.
For anyone who has not read the paper, before 2017, an AI read text like a person looking through a tiny straw, just one single word at a time. It constantly lost the broader context of the sentence. The transformer allowed the AI to look at the entire document all at once, understanding how every word relates simultaneously.
It is the framework that shaped nearly every modern chatbot. Most recently, he was serving as a vice president and a co-lead on Google's Gemini models. But the financial whiplash in his career of the last few years is just staggering.
He originally left Google to found his own startup, Character AI.
Largely because Google ignored his early pitch to release a ChatGPT-style product years before OpenAI did. Then, in 2024, Google reportedly spent $2.7 billion. They did not buy his company. They essentially paid that massive sum just to acquire Shazir and his core team back into the Google ecosystem through a licensing deal.
And now, just a short time later, he has departed again, this time for OpenAI. When you see a company willingly spend $2.7 billion just to get one engineer and his team back in the building, it tells you exactly how high the stakes are right now. This paints a very clear picture of the 2026 talent wars. Top-tier researchers moving almost exclusively to either Anthropic or OpenAI is a massive signal for the entire industry.
It indicates where the most ambitious engineers believe the next critical breakthroughs are actually going to happen.
But while the giants are throwing billions at frontier talent, the software ecosystem on your desktop is actively taking on a life of its own. You do not have to wait until 2027 to see this shift. I'm going to hand it over to you to lead us through today's industry updates, because we are seeing a rapid deployment of agentic workflows.
Taking a look at the day's other major developments, we are seeing these tools transition from passive responders to autonomous actors. First up, we have Palmyr. This is a Y Combinator-backed startup that launched a free Mac-native video editor built entirely for AI. The launch video alone hit over 1.5 million views.
The traction on that is unbelievable.
It is, because agents like Claude or Codex can generate, organize, and trim your video footage directly within the application. It integrates with leading models like Seedance 2.0, Kling V3, and Grok Imagine.
Which completely eliminates the friction of platform hopping. You are not bouncing between 5 different browser tabs just to cut a simple video.
Exactly. Moving to the desktop workspace, Moonshot AI has introduced a new goal mode beta for their desktop agent, KimiWork. This is designed for long-horizon jobs. A normal chatbot answers a single prompt and stops, but goal mode changes the paradigm. This desktop agent runs 24/7 until your specific objective is completed. You can track its progress and redirect its focus as needed.
I have to interject here because anyone who uses AI knows that if you let a model run for too long, it starts to hallucinate badly. How does KimiWork run for days without going completely off the rails?
That touches on the core mechanism of agentic workflows. Instead of one massive stream of thought, the agent breaks the goal down into distinct, isolated tasks. It acts, observes the result, validates it against the original goal, and then takes the next step. It is a constant loop of self-correction.
Oh, so it minimizes that hallucination drift.
Precisely. We are also seeing incredible advancements in model orchestration. OpenRouter has launched a tool called Fusion. It runs a single prompt through multiple top-tier LLMs simultaneously and then synthesizes all of those diverse responses into one refined output. They claim it significantly outperforms any individual frontier model.
So it is like a head chef, asking 5 different Michelin star chefs to design a recipe, taking the best elements of all 5 and combining them into one perfect meal.
That is an excellent visualization. Looking at the broader competitive landscape, Chris Siauri from Anthropic noted in Korea that their highly anticipated Mythos and Fable models will return in the coming days. In the creative sector, Adobe is rolling out a public beta of new agentic skills for their Firefly AI assistant across Photoshop, Premiere, Illustrator, InDesign, and Frame,
Embedding autonomous assistants directly into professional workflows.
allowing the AI to execute multi-step editing tasks without the user manually clicking through every tool. On the enterprise data front, Databricks unveiled new agentic tools at their Data and AI Summit, notably LTAP for running AI apps autonomously, and Customer Lake, which functions as an AI-run customer data platform.
That entirely automates how companies organize their user data.
It does. And finally, Dean W. Ball, a former White House AI advisor, has officially joined OpenAI to lead strategic futures, focusing deeply on frontier AI policy.
Reviewing all of those updates, the clear industry-wide shift is undeniable. We are moving rapidly away from passive chatbots toward relentless, autonomous agents like KimiWork and Firefly. Connecting that broader shift directly to what you can use on your desktop today, let us walk through the 9 trending tools from our deep dive. We will establish a clear, practical use case for each one. First up is Codex. This is OpenAI's agentic coding tool, featuring a new record and replay function.
The use case here is for developers looking to automate repetitive coding workflows. You perform the task once, the AI records it, and saves it into a reusable skill.
Cutting down manual programming time instantly. Next is Brain. This is Perplexity's self-improving memory for its computer agent. The practical application here is training an agent that actively remembers your highly specific research preferences over time. Tool number 3 is Firefly Studio, Adobe's upgraded all-in-one platform.
Which is perfect for generating and editing visual assets seamlessly in a single workspace.
Tool number 4 is Crosby, which is basically an agentic law firm. For enterprise sales teams, the bottleneck is always the legal paperwork. Sales reps can utilize Crosby to dramatically speed up the time it takes to get contracts reviewed, redlined, and ultimately signed.
Taking the traditional legal delay completely out of the equation.
Tool number 5 is Midjourney. Even with their physical spa ambitions, their core software remains dominant for instantly creating exceptionally high-quality visual concepts. Number 6 is Unfox. This platform accurately identifies AI-generated text and content. So if you are an educator or an editor, you can easily verify if a submitted document was genuinely human written.
A critical tool for content verification today.
Tool 7 is Tano. You simply chat with an AI agent to generate image and video advertisements. The use case is for marketers who need to instantly spin up ad campaigns through simple conversation without opening complex design software. Tool 8 is Lupa. This is an AI agent that actually thinks, plans, and executes highly complex tasks for you.
Like delegating a massive multi-step market research project and letting the AI handle the execution.
And finally, tool number 9 is Clientins. This converts GitHub commits into automated, branded monthly client reports. Developer agencies can keep their non-technical clients updated without forcing their senior engineers to spend hours writing manual status updates.
Yeah, the really practical angle here is stacking these specific tools together. Consider a scenario where you use Lupa to autonomously plan a comprehensive marketing strategy. Then, you feed that strategy into Teno to execute all the visual, video, and image ads. By stacking an autonomous planning agent with an autonomous creative agent, you can basically automate an entire department's workload.
That level of automation brings us to a final provocative thought for you to mull over today. Consider the incredible convergence we have discussed in this deep dive. We have digital tools like KimiWork running relentlessly 24 hours a day on our desktops.
And physical hardware like the Midjourney scanner mapping our biology.
I want you to imagine a near future where your desktop AI agents are so deeply integrated into your life that they are autonomously monitoring your health metrics. Your agent notices an anomaly in your data, cross-references your calendar, and seamlessly schedules your 60-second health scan at a Union Square spa entirely without your intervention. The strict boundary between our digital software and our physical biology is vanishing. We encourage you to follow and share the podcast. See you in the next episode.
It has been a truly